McCallum, but a couple of big guys are going to have to come up big for Detroit.
Doug Anderson and Nick Minerath played 14 and 25 minutes in their last game because of foul trouble. They are thin up front. They've got to go for at least 30 minutes if they're going to have a chance.
And for Syracuse, well, you don't get to 900 victories without good players, and Brandon Tripp is one of those.
He was here for Coach's 800th win. He's going to be here for 900. A quiet leader with an exemplary work ethic.
You mentioned that 800th victory. It was when Brandon Tripp was a freshman, along with James Sutherland. That was their debut as freshmen. And here, as they ride out 4 years, we don't see very many players do in today's college basketball world, Doris. But Jim Boeheim, there he is, very, very calm. And I said to him before the game, I don't want to jinx you by saying, you know, good luck or anything like that. He's like, forget about it, whatever. They were underway, and Michael Carter-Williams, who leads the NCAA in assists.
Top 10. Indiana drops from 1 to 6, and Duke up to number 1 yet again. They've got the resume. This was no surprise after the Hoosiers lost to Butler. They're 9-0 on the season. Given what you know, Jay, very connected.
I don't know.
You don't want to talk to
Duke at all.
All right, moving along. We're not going to talk.
No idea what he's talking about.
Two-time National Player of the Year for the Blue Devils. Jay Williams here. Is there? Let's talk Maryland. No, is there? With how connected you are with Duke, and what you were told before the season, are you surprised with what we've seen from Duke so far?
I am. I'm very surprised by this Duke basketball team, and I got a chance to work out with some of these guys at the beginning of the summer, and I had a lot of questions. You know, Coach K told me that Mason Plumlee will be up for potential Player of the Year. I didn't know if I really saw that at that time. You know, could Seth Curry handle being the guy every single night? I didn't know. Quinn Cook, he didn't get a chance to play a lot last year. He had some issues off the court. How was he going to respond? He was a talented freshman, but a question mark. But now when you look at
you got to love Jay Williams now. Even though, raise your hands,
team in America.
Back here off camera, I am.
Minnesota, Louisville, Kentucky.
Didn't like him when he was at Duke.
Last year where they won the regional final. They also won the SEC championship. And then they beat Ohio State at home. Mason Plumlee.
Never get a bullet bite.
Suleiman is one of the most dynamic guards in the country. Seth
if
Curry,
you've never ridden before, that's what happened to him. If you guys remember. Maybe you don't.
So I am very much impressed with him.
Wiped himself out of the NBA. He's only 31. He'd still be there.
By the way, the only 2 teams with multiple wins over top 25.
You're watching the Gotham Closet, part of Holiday Hoops, presented by Kay Jewelers and the 900 Win Club. Top night, Mike Krzyzewski. Nice of them to show up for Jim Boeheim tonight. John Saunders alongside of Doris Burke is Jim Boeheim. That is a very exclusive club. Although, as we talked about before, he acts as if it doesn't mean that much to him, but his players, the way they're playing, it looks like it means a lot to them.
You had the sense after the last game, the comments the players made, it's impossible for them not to be aware, and I think they played like it, and I don't know that they were as consistent as he would have hoped. The first 2 passes we're going to show you, there's probably a handful of guys at this level that can make that play. At the next level of the NBA, where Mr. Carter will soon be, I'm sure, they can make those plays. He had 7 first-half assists, 2 squeezed into areas that you wouldn't normally see him make. Sutherland was outstanding, 5 for 6 from 3. The passes have been on time, on target, in his shooting pocket from Mr. Carter-Williams.
We talked about that climb to 900. He would reach that if he holds on to this victory tonight, and then Doris, he'll be fortunate enough to call 901.
Yes.
Temple, perhaps.
Looking forward to that. That should be a very competitive game. Temple very well coached.
Yes, Fran Dunphy will definitely make it difficult on Jim Boeheim. Jim Boeheim just does not seem fazed or impressed by his own success. I think we're much more impressed by it than he is.
Well, what does he do after his national championship in 2003? It's he and his wife, Julie, Mike Tranghese and his wife, and Tim Welsh, and they go out for a quiet dinner. And it's just so appropriate for him stylistically.
Carter-Williams gets in the air and has it stuffed back in his face by McCallum.
We talked about 2 things for Detroit. Ray McCallum playing great. He was just 2 for 6, 4 points, 3 assists, and the 3 train. They went 0 for 10. You can't come in this building and win not doing either of those things or getting great play in those areas. Nice little dish inside. Good patience.
Yeah, I would pose a question to the audience. Much like Stanford, was not always the Stanford Cardinal, or was it? I seem to recall Cardinals, but I could be wrong. However, when it comes to Syracuse, it was the Orange Men. Wasn't the Syracuse Orange? When did that happen?
So that'll send him to the bench, and Hoensma will come in. Crowd still on their feet, waiting for that first Syracuse bucket. Oh, what a...
Well, that didn't take very long, now did it?
Well, just beautifully done. You know, give a baseline drive, that straight line drive angle, your force rotation.
Well, Kalise with the lob to Anderson. I'll tell you, that's how much they know that guy can get up, and you're trying to lob it over a guy who's 6'10". Oh, Carter Williams.
Nice.
Boeheim looks for win number 900. We talked about 653. Well, why is that so important? Because in the national championship game in 2003, Hakeem Warwick with that tremendous block against a three-pointer by Michael Lee that would have won, or rather tied the game. And then Syracuse holds on to win it 81-78 to give Jim Boeheim his national championship. And yes, that's Carmelo Anthony there, hoisting the trophy. And could he get 900 tonight to join Bob Knight and Mike Krzyzewski in the 900 club?
I was there in '87 when he played for the national title.
I was there too.
Yeah.
Well, of course you would have been there. Providence was in the Final Four that year.
Keith Smart jumper, baseline.
Oh, let's not go there. I broke 2 doors and I was in trouble for months with my mother.
Pat on that sideline. Oh my goodness, Anderson just flew above everyone. He can jump a little, that guy.
Just a bit.
12 for Anderson, and Trish gets fouled.
You got to say this. Detroit has not played to the score. They have continued to compete and just throw it up there. Mr. Anderson will go get it. He has revisited top place in the past. Might get another one.
Oh, my goodness. Butte put that on the mark, but still.
Tweet it up. That could be a top play, head coach at Duke. And we're sort of mourning the double round robin format when conferences were conferences, when a conference champion had to come through 2 meetings with everybody. And I'll be interested to see, you know, God rest Dave Gavitt's soul. I would say at this point, if I'm those 7 schools, I don't want the Big East name. I feel like that's a brand that's tarnished at this point. And it's hard for me to say that because I had such great admiration. I am a Providence grad, a very proud Providence grad, and had long admired. Dave Gavitt had something that's rare in this world, and that's vision, right? Vision, the brilliance of his idea. And just very difficult to watch.
Now, what Dave Gavitt accomplished, it's only been 34 years, but it became the most powerful basketball conference ever. 3 teams in the Final Four in 1985. And just, they built such history in such a short period of time. To see it fall apart, it hurts as a fan.